As a young player, like what stands out most about like his play in general?
Definitely his physicality. I think people have mentioned, often how big and strong he is, and young guys normally come in the league, and that's kind of the area most of the time that they want to improve. And he's, almost the opposite of that, where he comes in, he's already big and strong, and he uses his body really well as also. So I mean, it's guys like that. I think if he's always driving the net, especially and I mentioned these playoff like games or even in the playoffs, like guys like that take defenders wide, it makes for a long night and a long series when guys are constantly doing that. When a guy like Knies is protecting the puck and bringing it hard to the paint, it's really, really hard to play against. It makes teams have to come back and stop in their own end, which is obviously also very tiring. And, a big part of this team and the way we want to play is the way that he's been playing as of late.
Soft spot for you play the Flyers?
Soft spot? No, not really.
What do you expect of them tonight?
Very hard-working team, very competitive team. Probably one of the quickest teams we'll see this year in transition, from defense to offense. They're gone. Their D are very active, and they get up the ice very quickly. Yeah, and they're highly competitive.
What particularly stood out about Matthew Michkov?
Well, his skill, he's got a really good shot, and he knows. He has a nose for the net. He's, I don't know who I could compare him to, but he's a highly skilled player that really, he can really shoot the puck, and looks to shoot.
Any lineup changes tonight, Craig?
No,
So you're starting goalie,
Hildeby.
and why Dennis, and what are you expecting from him tonight?
Well, I mean, it's a back-to-back game. That's why he's in. The normal, he's still a young guy and learning, but he's battled for us when he's been in there this year, and he plays with confidence, great size and net. So I mean, he's still learning, but he's learning in the NHL right now.
Right, halfway point for you guys tonight. You're in first in the division. Pat Reddy was just saying he likes that it hasn't been perfect, and that there's been times where you've had to overcome adversity to win hockey games.
Yeah.
How have you seen the first half, do you think?
Yeah, for sure. I think we've been in a lot of tight games this year, which was a good thing. Learning how to win those games, going into third periods with leads, and playing a good period, like low event in the third. We're not shooting ourselves in the foot. A lot of good things have happened in the first half here, and there's obviously things that we need to keep improving on. We can't get complacent.
Is there something that you have in mind that way? Like, what would be the target, if you would, to see improvement on in the next little while here?
Rush defense. I think that's always a concern for every team, though. It's such a fast league, and teams transition so quick, and the D are always up in the play, and just some better sort outs. And I think there's a lot of times where we can manage the puck better and not give opportunities to teams the other way. And we're getting better at it. Trust me. I think our team's bought into putting the puck deep and going to work, but there's still improvement that can be made.
To Kevin's question, if there was ever a team you were maybe born to play for and coach for, it would be Philly. What do you remember?
Yeah, no, I
about
mean,
those years?
listen, if you look back, Bob Clark and Paul Holmgren were really the two guys that are huge in my career. They gave me an opportunity to play in the league, first of all, brought me back for a second time, then brought me in to coach. So they're really, at the forefront of me from a player to a coach, and they've done a lot for me. And, it's a great organization. Mr. Snyder was a great owner. I have a ton of respect for,
Leafs all in on center hunt. Treliving's bold moves could shape Toronto's future. As a die-hard Toronto Maple Leaf supporter, it's hard not to get excited about the latest trade buzz surrounding the team. Brad Treliving, the Leafs general manager, appears poised to make some daring moves to strengthen the squad's depth down the middle. The whispers of significant trades are growing louder, and Elliot Friedman of Sportsnet has added fuel to the fire with his recent revelations. The situation has become even more pressing as the Leafs grapple with the ongoing upper body injury to team captain Auston Matthews. Matthews has already missed the last 4 games, and while the team is doing its best to stay afloat, the need for reinforcements at center is undeniable. Treliving, it seems, is ready to part with valuable assets to address this glaring need. The center's on Treliving's radar. Names like Jake Evans from the Montreal Canadiens, Brock Nelson from the New York Islanders, and the Philadelphia Flyers' Morgan Frost have been mentioned as potential targets. These players bring a mix of experience and skill, each offering something unique to the Leafs lineup. But, as Friedman highlighted during his appearance on the Fan 590's The Fan Hockey Show, the price tags for these players vary significantly. That's the number one thing he's, Treliving, been looking at all season, Friedman noted, emphasizing the GM's focus on finding the right fit at center. This isn't just about plugging a hole, it's about finding a player who can elevate the team to new heights. Priorities in focus. While some fans might argue that the Leafs need help on defense, Friedman suggested that Treliving's primary focus is elsewhere. They did a lot of their work in the off-season. I think now there's a question if they need to go find someone to play with Morgan Rielly, he explained. But, it's not their number one priority. I believe their number one thing all season has been, let's find another center. This clear focus on center depth speaks volumes about Treliving's strategy. The Leafs are willing to pay a hefty price, but there's a caveat: the player must come with term. Why term matters? The preference for term isn't just a strategic move, it's a sign that Treliving is thinking long-term. Rentals can be tempting, especially for a team looking to make a deep playoff run, but they often come with risks. One of the things I've heard is that if they're going to spend assets on a center, they would prefer it to be someone with term, Friedman revealed. This approach ensures that any trade made benefits the Leafs beyond the immediate future. Internal struggles and potential fits. Internally, the Leafs have tried to find solutions. Fraser Minton showed promise earlier this season, but the organization prefers to let him develop further with the Marlies. Meanwhile, the Leafs' current lineup has struggled to maintain its depth in Matthews' absence. One intriguing option could be Vincent Trocheck from the New York Rangers. With the Rangers facing their own challenges, could they be persuaded to part with a player like Trocheck, who already has chemistry with Leaf stars from last year's All-Star game? The road ahead. As the calendar flips to 2025, the trade deadline looms larger. Treliving's actions in the coming months will undoubtedly shape the Leafs' playoff aspirations and potentially their long-term future. For Leafs fans, the anticipation is palpable. Every move, every rumor, and every game feels like a piece of the puzzle. Treliving's willingness to swing for the fences shows a commitment to bringing a championship to Toronto, a dream that has eluded the franchise for far too long. Why this matters? This isn't just another season. This is a chance for the Leafs to solidify their identity as a contender. With Matthews expected to return and the possibility of a major trade to bolster the lineup, the team is poised to make a statement. Treliving's boldness, combined with the team's potential, makes it an exhilarating time to be a Leafs fan. Whether it's Evans, Nelson, Frost, or another unexpected addition, one thing is clear: the Leafs are in it to win it. So, buckle up, Leafs Nation. The journey ahead promises to be as thrilling as it is unpredictable. Treliving's moves could define the legacy of this team, and, hopefully, end the championship drought that has haunted Toronto for decades. The weight of expectations. The Leafs are no strangers to the pressure of the spotlight. Toronto is a hockey city, and the Maple Leafs are its beating heart. Every move made by management is scrutinized, every decision debated endlessly by fans and analysts alike. Treliving stepped into a challenging role when he took over as GM, and his willingness to take bold steps shows he understands the weight of these expectations. What makes this moment particularly critical is the team's current window of contention. With stars like Auston Matthews, Mitch Marner, and William Nylander in their prime, the Leafs are in win-now mode. The front office knows that wasting even a single season could have long-term repercussions. Auston Matthews, the catalyst. Matthews' injury has highlighted just how crucial he is to the team's success. While his absence has been manageable in short bursts, it's clear that the Leafs' center depth isn't built to withstand prolonged stretches without their captain. This has amplified the urgency to bring in another center who can contribute immediately and lessen the load on Matthews when he returns. The captain's recovery timeline is still uncertain, but Treliving's proactive approach suggests the team isn't willing to gamble on waiting too long. The goal is clear: solidify the lineup so that when Matthews is back, the Leafs are firing on all cylinders. The cost of boldness. The term significant assets isn't used lightly. Whether it's high draft picks, promising prospects, or even current roster players, Treliving is signaling that no stone will be left unturned. The Leafs' prospect pool is respectable but not overflowing, meaning any trade will have to be meticulously calculated. There's also the financial aspect. The Leafs are a team that operates near the salary cap, so any addition will require shrewd cap management. Could Treliving pull off a move that strengthens the roster without hamstringing the team's flexibility? If he does, it would be nothing short of a masterstroke. The fan base's role. Leafs Nation, passionate as ever, has already begun dissecting potential trade scenarios. Social media is abuzz with debates about who should be targeted and what assets should be sacrificed. Fans understand the stakes, and there's a growing sense of anticipation, bordering on impatience, for Treliving to make his move. It's a delicate balance for the GM. While fans demand immediate results, he must ensure that any deal aligns with a long-term vision of sustained success. The pressure to deliver is immense, but so is the potential reward. Comparisons to past GMs. Treliving's approach invites comparisons to his predecessors. Some GMs were criticized for being too conservative, while others were seen as overly aggressive. Treliving, however, seems to have struck a balance. He's willing to take risks, but only if they make sense for the team's broader goals. This calculated boldness is exactly what the Leafs need in this pivotal moment. If Treliving can pull off a game-changing trade, he could cement his place as one of the most effective GMs in recent Leafs history. The trade deadline looms. The NHL trade deadline is one of the most exciting times of the year, and this season promises to be no exception. With the Leafs actively shopping for a center, every rumor and report will be magnified. Other teams are watching closely, too, as any move by Toronto could shift the balance of power in the league. It's not just about who the Leafs acquire, it's about what message the move sends. A major trade would signal to the league, and to their own players, that Toronto is all in. That kind of confidence can be infectious, sparking a surge of momentum heading into the playoffs. Lessons from the past. Leafs fans have seen their fair share of trade deadline moves over the years, some more successful than others. From acquiring veterans to bolster playoff runs to making unexpected gambles, the franchise's history offers lessons for Treliving. The key will be avoiding the pitfalls of overpaying for short-term fixes while maximizing the impact of any new additions. The future of Fraser Minten. One of the most intriguing subplots is the development of Fraser Minten. The young center has shown flashes of brilliance but remains a work in progress.